Brave! You're so brave, I love it.
So brave.
Bold and brave. Let's head into game number 2, gents. It's all yours.
I'm scared. I'm not brave. Oh. I'm a coward. Meanwhile,
great prediction.
First blood. King goes down. Goodbye, TA. Prediction goes out the window. I want to change.
Production.
we would like to swing as much as Kyle does.
Right. So what basically happened was they Ion Shelled the Earth Spirit, and they had the Poison Touch of Dazzle, and they went 3 heroes up here, and they caught Old Chicken. So
yeah.
Didn't have anyone to blink to, doesn't really want to skill it anyway. You kind of need the Stifling Dagger in the beginning, so that's an easy pick for Gambit, and the runes look to be an even split. So a little bit of an advantage for them here in the start.
Yeah.
I want to see how this mid lane goes, because the thing that I really like about Shadow Fiend is that he has 0 bad lane matchups in this game, and I think it's one of Dragon Knight's nightmare matchups. This lane is really hard.
It may also be one of the reasons to like, okay, they're going to creep skip up on top, but I'm seeing this Observer Wall that's being planted down by FNG. I think he wants to watch the Courier and get rid of the Courier, so then at least that will balance up the mid lane a little bit more.
That would definitely be a big help.
They're already switching up some lanes, so it's Old 11 and Karka together on this dual off lane, while Anti-Mage and Dazzle get to try and defend it, but they're just diving this tier 1 tower. Old Chicken does not want this. Rubik's in the neighborhood. Actually, TP, he didn't complete it. I don't know if that was just meant to intimidate them, but now Gambit, they just feel even more okay. Massively
swing and a miss.
Telegraphed. I'm gonna throw a straight ball. It's not fast, it's not slow, it's just a straight ball. Okay, what? Really? We're gonna? Okay, we're watching the first blood again.
We're gonna get a replay of that.
That would have been a little bit bad. But
there you go.
3 players, Old Chicken, no way to run away from this. Just happens when you just have one possession. But at least it's early on. The first blood was decent. It went the way of the Darkseer, so kind of enables him a little bit earlier if he wants to get the Soul Ring up quicker. But either way, if he wants to even go that.
Oh, definitely. He has to get a Soul Ring on this Darkseer. Obviously, you can go Boots first, but you see he's already starting to have mana problems. Instantly getting Stifling Daggered on the Clarity. Yeah. So
I question myself because I see Boots in his quick buy.
I don't think he should buy Boots. I think he actually has to rush the Soul Ring because he doesn't have enough mana regen on his hero right now to sustain this.
Oh, Immersion, you can't win a straight up fight there with the Brewmaster, FNG being thrown around by Karka. Karka's not a healthy man either. It's rather difficult to lane against a Dazzle. Like, this is like, I think we're talking about it was the ultimate flex pick. I like this though in the mid. Iron Chill up the Earth Spirit, wait for the SF to come a little bit closer. Rolling Boulder's going to go swinging wide. The kick will fly through, but it only provides the slow, not the stun. He needs to hit the Rolling Boulder now in order to get that stun. And then even an Arcane Rune as well, and he's going to get his full salve off against the Earth Spirit.
He's actually taking a bit of a chunk of damage here, but this mid lane for Alpha Ninja is going well so far. Generally, Dragon Knight does okay until Shadow Fiend hits level 3, and that's when it starts getting dangerous with this raises stacking up. But they've found this timing where they can go with Earth Spirit and leave Darkseer alone without him suffering too much, because the lane he's facing is double melee. It's a
going again,
PA.
right on top of the Shadow Fiend is, well, DK.
He's actually
wants to try and find that kill. SF trying to like at least get himself back underneath the tower, but it will not work. The Breathe Fire is just easily timed.
If Keen lose this lane, it's real bad news. This is the lane that they picked to counter. This is the lane they should be winning, but obviously Earth Spirit being freed up just by the nature of this Keen safe lane.
Dazzle, FNG, he's able to just tank through it thanks to that easy Shadow Wave thrown out. And you are right, like this mid lane's meant to work for the SF, but I still remember your own words in my ears. SF's always a great hero to catch up, can just bounce out into the jungle, just give him a couple of stacks, he'll flash farm it up. All he needs to do is just get a couple of levels up, and if the PA has a good time, then it can make up. Maybe she can actually buy that Battle Fury. Maybe she can become that scaler without relying on a Magnus.
For sure, but half of the purpose of Shadow Fiend in this game is to win this lane. That's a really big part of it. If Dragon Knight is having a good time as well, that's already a big downside. Yeah. Compared to what Keen were looking for in this. And not only is he struggling on the Shadow Fiend, he might even be dying again.
There's no TP support coming. It's Rubik running forward. He tries to dodge the Rolling Boulder underneath the tower. Doesn't want to salve up, doesn't want to do anything. Would have been a waste of money if he did it.
It is true. Shadow Fiend can come back. At least the good news is, yes, you're losing to Dragon Knight, but it's still a Dragon Knight, so he's not gonna like completely bully you out of lane alone. They do need these 2 heroes, but Immersion feels relatively free. Feels like he can keep doing this. The Darkseer is almost level 4 in the top lane. We'll be going back to base this time around, so at least some space created there. But yeah, good start for Gambit once again.
Old 11's having a bit of a rougher time on bottom lane too. The mana burn makes it difficult to keep spamming Anchor Smash, so he has to Soul Ring to get it out.
That's okay. It's a good item on Tide. Gives strength. Not too bad.
Immersion's looking for its own fight up on top. As Iron Shell comes off cooldown, they can go for a potential opening. However, battling against Dark's a little bit more difficult. He'll get a clap off. He's still got Drunken Brawler available. That's why they use the Iron Shells. Rolling Boulder in. Able to get the stun. Old Chicken. Okay, maybe now he'll stop farming to slow down Immersion with a Stifling Dagger. But Dark not cutting its way through the trees. He jukes it instead. Immersion still wants to look for him. There goes your Stifling Dagger. But Immersion wants to back out of this one while that happens on bottom lane. And Old 11 was having a hard time when FNG rotates him with the Poison Touch at level 2. Difficult for the offlaner to escape.
That was a great juke from Brewmaster. That was very well done. How many runes did Gambit get? 2 for 2. Okay, so an even trade on the runes, but they do get the kill on the Tide.
They may find a kill as well on the Darkseer. He can't surge away because he knows Kaka can just pick him up, throw him back in again, and with a nerf to Surge 2, level 2 makes it difficult. Stifling Dagger, slow him up. Maybe he's got the movement speed to get away while middle lane, once again, the SF will fall, and PA does not want to dive underneath the tier 1 tower. FNG. Okay, he's going to burn the shrine. That's a support taking a shrine against Old 11. And no Poison Touch on the Tidehunter, so he's okay.
So I think at this point it's fair to say that Keen's lanes went really poorly.
They're going up to mid.
If they don't get this kill, they don't. He's too fast.
Kaka needs the lift. Yep. He doesn't have the range.
So what's the good news for Keen? They have... Oh, hang on. There's more bad news first.
Going in really deep underneath the tier 1 tower, but remember support was going to be there. The Clamp is out, not to mention the Drunken Brawler, difficult to connect onto the SF. He may get uphill. No, he doesn't. The Breathe Fire from Afro is up, tanking the tower the entire time. The 2 points up in Dragon Blood, giving him all the strength in the world just to live. Not what they were looking for at all. And they go in again. Another jump in forward from Immersion. The tower is attacking into him. Dark underneath the tier 1 tower. He's ticking, but he should... Nope, he'll go all the way down.
That's a 2 for 1.
Yep.
Great for Kaka. He got a lot out of that. But
buff the Rubik.
I'm looking at Keen's lineup, and I think the lanes went worse than they were hoping, obviously. So now you got to play for this mid-game team fight that your lineup is super good with. You have Brewmaster, you have Ravage, you have the Shadow Fiend, but at the same time you also have really big cooldowns. So when these spells are available, you want to find a team fight, not just small skirmishes. You want to try to force a fight to happen that you can just confidently win. The problem is the wave clear from Gambit in this game is really, really good. The Darkseer will always be pushing, the Anti-Mage, if he gets a Battle Fury, will always be pushing, and even the Dragon Knight can push pretty far with relatively low risk.
That Knight, well...
Who's diving who?
Up on top lane, yeah. You're uncertain when Dark wants to move over. With the Iron Shells up mid lane, Kark has to throw away the DK as they're ganking up there as well. The only lane where there's no actions, that's because Tidehunter has no mana, is just bottom lane.
That was Shadow Fiend's first deny of the game. 8 minutes in. He just got a deny. I was like, wait, really? He hasn't denied one single creep. He's been so pressured.
It's nothing that 4 Wraith Bands and Treads can't fix.
Of course. Or 2.
Kaka wants to stick around because he's got the help from Dark. Remember that underneath that dire shrine, he's got Telekinesis coming off cooldown while that was going on. Once again, SF's going to fall with the Brewmaster, the ES, sorry, in too deep. But he's getting so much information, he's getting so much space for his cores just to continuously move forward and farm. Top 3 CSs belong to Gambit.
And yes, Shadow Fiend is a good comeback hero, but there is a limit.
Yeah.
He's 5 deaths in 8 minutes.
Especially if he's got no control of his own jungle.
Have they got a couple of stacks? They have 1 stack that I'm seeing, so not very much in the way of stacks either. It's looking rough. This was a kind of game where Shadow Fiend wanted to get off to a good start with a good laning stage and get a fast teamfight item.
Kaka has to throw away the DK to Dark. He was so heavily stacked up with the poison that Kaka sacrifices himself for the 4th position. And SF, you're right, he's just gone jungle. He's trying to take these stacks right now. I say take the stacks, singular.
Yeah, there's literally only 1 stack in 9 minutes.
Rubik, I don't know about this. He's TPing in towards the middle lane. They see it coming from a mile away. Just a rolling boulder forward and Keen.
What the?
Kaka, come on, man. You know ES. You know him through and through. Why? And they just tip him.
This is some weird stuff.
It really
and remember,
is.
in the meantime, this is a Tide versus Anti-Mage one-on-one. It's been this lane for like 3 or 4 minutes. Because Rubik has had to try to help mid so much, but hasn't even been particularly successful with helping. Makes you wonder if the moment this Earth Spirit rotated off the top lane and started pressuring mid, if you just have to park the Rubik there and accept, okay, Tide is going to have a hard time 1-on-2 against this Dazzle Anti-Mage, not much to do about it, and then we could at least secure our Shadow Fiend. Because what ended up happening now is that neither of them is really having a good game. They could have at least gotten Shadow Fiend one. If Rubik's mid, Earth Spirit cannot make these moves. He will die.
They're looking towards the top. Here's your rolling boulder forward. Kick back out. Old Chicken just wants to farm. Look at him just run out of here. Does not want to be involved. They do not have a shrine to rely on. And when Dragon form up and running, like a quick bait bot is all that can come in from the Rubik to connect on 3 players. And they're rolling out. They're expecting some level of vision, so they dropped the Observer and Sentry, but was that actually... No, they had the Observer ward a little bit further to the south, so that's how they saw him. And now the Sentry ward revealed. But that's good for Dark. He actually just took out 2 Observer wards in 1 minute. So the map will start to get a little bit darker for Gambit. But it won't matter if they're taking a tier 1 tower on top and they're pushing in the lanes. Creeps will get the vision.
What's this? Wait, what's that? Is that Shadow Fiend? Okay, Shadow Fiend has treads and has queued up phase boots.
Wait, both?
I doubt he's going to finish the phase. I think he just changed his mind and still has the same quick buy. But now that he went treads, I don't think we're going to see the Greaves build that we were talking about.
FNG.
So that's probably ruled out.
Doesn't have a TP scroll available. Just pick him up, throw him back down again. Karka's attack, perfectly timed as the Shell of Grave wears off. They want more, however. It'll have to be the Earth Spirit, as maybe now, well, he's got Rolling Thunder available. Cannot get out. The clap from Dark will find the kill onto Immersion. And Keen, not only are they protecting their own jungle and relieving the pressure up on top, but on bottom lane, they're trying to take the bottom tower. You'll have Darkseer appear. This double TP taking forever, but it won't matter when DK has the Blink Dagger jumping forward on top of Alt 11. He's starting up the Requiem of Souls. Let it fly out, at least reduce some of the damage at this point, but Ravage, it'll pop. It does not connect on the Shadow Fiend, and Old Chicken moves over, looking for a target. Will there be extra time as they jump away? The Ravage did create enough space for Keen Gaming, and as well as the split, they are committing so heavily to find this kill. Darkseer is the one they go on, but with that Dominator, it's so hard to get through. Old Chicken jump away, he doesn't have anything to do it with. He'll actually just tick out eventually. The Brewmaster tries to create a little bit more space, and then no Karka, he was too far away. There was a small chance for a Phantom Strike out, but the chance that just closed on him. Dark's in trouble, the clap is worn off, the kick flies through from Immersion, finding its own kill, and they want to go for more. But Karka is just surging himself away to safety.
What a damn it if you do, damn it if you don't moment, right? Like you either Ravage Requiem and try to save your Tide, or you let him die. And both of them suck. But what ended up happening was even worse. They used their 2 ultimates, then they turn to try to fight because Brewmaster comes in with the split from the back. So look at this. Yes, sure, you get your Ravage off with Tide. You're out of the fight. He has no health, no mana. He's not a hero anymore. Shadow Fiend has 1 raise in him right now, then he's out of mana. PA runs in. This split coming in from the side catches absolutely nobody, and Gambit gets to reset completely in this fight and just overwhelm them. They have more resources. Look at this. The Dragon Knight is soloing the Tide with an Ion Shell on top of him.
Yep.
And they run out of juice. I think Keen... They felt like, okay, we used 2 big teamfight ultimates, we have to fight. But they didn't use them to fight with, they used them to disengage. So they didn't do anything. And that means this fight is almost a 3-on-5, right? You have Shadow Fiend without mana and Tide without mana and health, so...
And now they go again on the Shadow Fiend. DK is coming in, Blink Dagger off cooldown in 1 second time, so they Blink Stun the Surge that was stolen from Darkseer, tries to create a little bit more space, and maybe that Surge does last long enough to get SF back to his tier 3 tower. But this spells so much damage, and I also just want to flag the fact that PA was not meant to go this item. He's been forced into it. He's finished up the Vladimir's, which has normally been that go-to item for the Tidehunter.
Yep.
How is PA meant to be the big impact hero in this game when you don't have things like Empower to bring you back into the game and cannot afford a Battle Fury anymore?
Is this the second Keen game we see today where their PA buys the Vlads instead of another hero that could have bought it for their lineup?
Unfortunately, I was casting on the second stream during the first game.
Yeah, I think I saw another game too today where I think it was also Old Chicken buying the Vlads instead of their... I want to say Doom they had in that game. Their Doom went Midas and PA went the Vlads. And yeah, the damage, where's it going to come from? They have their spells right now, but soon enough this Anti-Mage will be big. Maybe Gambit will be getting a pipe on their Darkseer or just other tankiness items. How are you going to pierce through this and do enough? there's a lot of pressure on the Brewmaster to use Dispel in this game, I feel. He has to remove these Ion Shells, he has to remove the Magnetize, he has to remove a potential Pipe or Crimson Guard, or they just don't have enough damage. And what does that mean? That means when Brewmaster ulti is on cooldown, your lineup just doesn't work. Like, there's just nothing there. And all of it really comes back to that laning phase. It should not have gone this poorly for them. Shadow Fiend is supposed to be leading the charge right now, but he's playing catch-up. He is 6th on net worth on Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, not good. Rolling Boulder in towards the mid. Kaka tries to create a little bit of space. Brewmaster split. Dark decides just to burn it.
Yeah.
This will be able to keep him alive, but he can't do anything with it apart from just run away. I did also double check that game for you, and yeah, it was old chicken. He built Vlad's and then got a 27-minute Battle Fury. But this game around, at least he has Desolator in that quick buy, so he's changing up his build.
That means they are considering Shadow Fiend a secondary carry type hero this game.
Quick pick. Can't Rolling Boulder away. They'll hold him in position, and they're looking to actually get the kill into the Shadow Fiend. Get those souls up and running.
It cost them 4 runes. That wasn't even worth it.
And Anti-Mage is still continuously free farming, and he doesn't. The Battle Fury is done in 400 gold.
This AM has been left more or less unchecked in this game. 15-minute treads, double Wraith Band, double Wraith Band treads, Wand, and Battle Fury at 15. Very good timing. And he's still not even top net worth. That's the crazy part. The Dragon Knight has actually been richer than him pretty much the whole time because of all those kills he got in the mid lane and the tower.
This could be good up on top lane. Darkseer overstaying is welcome. Now pick him up and throw him down. Remember, that's still a level 4 Surge, and they're going to steal it, send SF in, look around the trees, able to find the Darkseer, and that's a pretty big kill. Got to get through Vanguard as well as the Dominator, and not to mention FNG came over. Maybe Anti-Mage wants to join this fight, but he'll jump in and actually start creep skipping while this is going on. I don't think that was the intention, but either way, there's still a couple of creeps alive if they want the tier 1 tower. But if you're keen, you'll take the kills. And someone has to go to bottom lane.
If you're keen, you'll take anything you can get right now. Especially if it doesn't involve using all your big ultis. They have to use the Requiem there, but Tide ulti is still available. Brewmaster ulti is up in 30 seconds, so might be a secondary chance for them to try to find an opening. But Mr. Clock is ticking in the jungle.
Yep.
He keeps farming, and their catch for this Anti-Mage is pretty bad. They have a Rubik Glyph and a Ravage, realistically. Bruce Split's done, not happening.
You kind of have to hope that your catch is going to be Anti-Mage messing up in a fight and just getting hit so hard by the crit of PA that you just can't recover. Like, that's got to be it. Like, the SF's not going to get the opportunity, so it's all about, like, the control from PA.
Those Vlad's crits sure are scary.
Oh, yeah.
130 damage PA. Yeah, it isn't looking too bright. But
at least you got the plus 15 damage talent. There's some extra.
There's something. They actually pulled back a decent amount of gold with those 2 kills in the tower. They dug out about 2,500 gold in that play. I don't think that graph is fully updated. I think they were more than 5k behind.
If they can just get one good fight where they don't have to burn Ravage, they could even think about Roshan. That's the advantage of having something like you wouldn't have the Vlads on the Tide Hunter, but at least PA by having the Vlads can just go in and do Roshan by herself. Kaka, well, I say catch out. That was the wrong way around. Kaka will get a pick up and a throw down. Alt 11. Okay. FNG will already find the kill and the Sun on Tide Hunter. Damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. Does he want to Ravage? No, he doesn't. Get rid of the creeps. Dark. Okay. I don't know if you really want to try and fight this. You still don't have the Rubik. Alt 11 moves forward. Gets the Gusher on the ES, so he's down to 1 armor, but with the Magnetize on Keem, they just want to back up towards the tower. Meanwhile, PA's not there. He's actually having a one-on-one battle with the Anti-Mage underneath his own tier 3 tower, but the back into the Centaur Stomp. It's a nice combination from Darkseer himself, but now the Ravage out from Alt 11, catches on 3, into the fall of the Requiem Souls. Not much damage can now come out from Gambit, and what was on this Dragon Tail stun, pick him up and just control the ES in the backlines. Now that is a kill they can actually manage. A Darkseer and an ES go down, a double kill for the SF. The man who was 0-5 now 2-5 Afo. Is he done just yet? He's got Blink Dagger available underneath the Observer and Sentry. They may want to go for more. There's no Ravage available, so Afo, under the cover of darkness, comes in through the rear, looking at the Shadow Fiend, gets the first hit. FNG with the Poison Touch. Kaka needs to create space. SF just wants to get the hell out of here. He needs to be able to live. No more deaths for the man who's so close to his BKB. And they're going in. Blink forward. Afro could not get the Dragon Tail stun off. He was a little bit too far away. Dark will get up the hill. And now they want to try and turn the fight. You've got the Cinder Brew. Lock him up. And PA join the fight. Look for that crit. Look for the ult. Okay. Look for the Shallow Grave and TP out. No one to have a stun. That's very anticlimactic. thank you.
That's the problem. They had no Ravage, the Bruise Split was over, and Rubik used the lift to catch in the first place. He has a stolen Dragon Tail. I guess he used that already.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing left in the tank for them. And let's remember, this fight looked pretty good for Keen. They got some good kills, but Anti-Mage was not involved. He was split pushing. He almost took the top tier 3. That's the one PA had to go back all the way to defend. This tower top is sitting on about a quarter health.
Keen just smoked as well, trying to look for that kill on the anti-mage, and he TP'd out the second the smoke happened.
He's gonna have a Mantis Stall in a minute or minute and a half. They want to fight for the bounty rune. Perhaps they can catch him bottom. Well, they don't have their ultimates ready for this rune fight. They will only have Requiem. Yeah,
Ravage is 45 seconds away. That's 30 seconds too late. And anti-mage is already taking bottom. There's nothing that will stop that. I like how he's not even waiting for it. Like, he can blink down to it now and then take it. Unless there's the control. No, there actually is. There's the silence over on the Brewmaster. He thought he had the rune. The mana burn off just way too fast.
It's 3 runes for Gambit.
The anti-mage gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Is PA still strong enough? Now the Desolator at least is coming out in the Courier.
That helps a lot. It makes a very big difference for PA to get this item. The problem is that the heroes on the Radiant aren't exactly gonna just fall over from a dagger crit. You've got a Darkseer who's tanky, Dragon Knight has 25 armor.
Anti-mage can even block the dagger crit.
Just like that. Block it. Earth Spirit has a lot of health. He has 2k health, 7 armor, so it's like manageable, but PA isn't just going to jump in and one-shot crit anyone else. Then maybe the Dazzle can die very quickly if he does get caught by the PA. But FNG's positioning in this game so far has been pretty good, and there's no X factor on Keen where you're like, oh, this hero could make a sick move and get in behind and catch Dazzle, and then they go from there. They don't have like that flashy hero. They have a ball that runs in, and if the ball isn't big enough, then it doesn't break anything. And that's still what it looks like right now. Shadow Fiend was supposed to be the center of that ball, and unfortunately he's kind of in the periphery right now. Oh,
nice dodge. The silence will still be there, and Brewmaster TP's in just to be safe.
We'll call it a dodge if you want.
Hey, could Indiana Jones dodge the rolling boulder?
We'll call it a dodge.
He was in a narrow
he dodged the roll. About the kick, I would say a dodge and a miss. Let's be fair here, but maybe that could have actually been a kill. Don't underestimate Boulder Smash. 4 seconds slow. It's actually, you know, people were saying this Earth Spirit will be a super nerf because now his kick doesn't stun anymore, and that was super good, obviously. But a 4-second AoE slow is no joke, and the hero is a lot tankier than he used to be. So look at that 2k health and Vlad's on your position 4. Very valuable hero.
They just grouped up for the smoke, and one player moved into the tree line next to the Observer Ward. So now, yeah, counter warding coming in. They know Roshan's happening. Here comes your kick in. Oh, Chicken's not done yet. Roshan's still in the oven. They'll get rid of the 1 creep, so hey, no armor bonus, but here comes Immersion. Rolling boulder forward, the perfect get control back, and then the stomp. He will get the Requiem Assaults off from the Shadow Fiend, so maybe there's more damage of the Dragon Knight. He's just caught on the wrong side of the river. They find the kill on DK, no buyback available. Dark's control in this, just so strong as the Brewmaster. They're trying to run away. Darkseer, no way to get away anymore. He just gets dispelled out by the Brewmaster split while this is going on. Anti-Mage is just taking out the top racks. He's actually just soloing up the SF. It's a double kill for All Chicken. The Ravage creates space. A triple kill for All Chicken. He needs to finish up Roshan, but SF is forced all the way back to the fountain, and the Anti-Mage, he wants to come in for Roshan. He's done his work up on top. Darcy has gone down. The Mana Void, it's some good damage. It'll end the spree and probably stop Keen from finishing up Roshan. Is he actually going to do this where he's forced them back to defend and they can't finish Roshan? No way he gets this himself. No way! Come on, anyone! There's a blink on Tide! They've got to get back in there. The Radiant Scan, is it going to trigger? They get there in time. The Old 11 will blink him. He's done some work for him. DK waiting under the cover of Shadowblade, has Blink Dagger available, moves towards it, jumps in. They will have the control. There's your Breathe Fire. Another roll in for Immersion. Turns on the Magnetite. 4 heroes hit. It's a snatch of the Aegis Immortal. It's into the hands of the Anti-Mage, even though die kill off Roshan, who wins the fight now with a double Anti-Mage. They don't want this King. They have to retreat back out, but it won't happen. Anti-Mage is all over him like a hot rash. Dark up the hill. There's your hit. A double kill for the AM, and back into the mid lane. Apo is still keeping the chase going. Dragon Tail Stun in 1 second time. He wants the SF. He won't claim him. There's no mana on Alt 11. There's no life on the Shadow Fiend underneath the tier 3 tower. He's just so fast. They surged him all the way in, block every single spell, and then the Shallow Grave to keep the AM alive. It's not like he's got a bloody Aegis the Immortal. They just keep going. Immersion finds one. Rubik can buy back, but it's an ultra kill in for the okay, rampage for the anti-mage. Sure, why not?
Just when Keen finally, okay, they've been waiting for this moment for 20 minutes. They're like, finally, the ball is strong enough. We're gonna go Roche, we're gonna force the fight. And they took a really good fight. That was a great fight from them. AM forces one guy back in the top lane with a split push, doesn't join the fight. The fight extends. This fight was like a minute and a half as they're cleaning up the barracks right now. And obviously a lot of buybacks from both sides in the end, but the fact of the matter is, Keen used their big teamfight ultimates. They get a good fight out of it, but what when the second round of heroes come in? AM bought them the time to come back. They come in with the Earth Spirit ultimate, they come in with double Ion Shells, and they have no Dispel anymore. Brewmaster's ulti's on cooldown. They just... Similar logic. If you outlast this kind of really cooldown-oriented teamfight, or you have buybacks, you're gonna eventually come out on top. And I wouldn't even say that fight went poorly for Keen. I think maybe it went better than it was possibly supposed to. It went really, really well.
We're actually seeing the end of it. So this is after Roshan was already taken. The double kill for the AM. Kaka and Dart just can't do anything against it. And like, there's no Ravage, there's no anything. It's an old chicken, full life. Just have to retreat. There's just no real presence from that Phantom Assassin. We go back live as the mid lane. Keen with 4 heroes together, Alt 11. He's holding these 21 charges, so he's got enough mana to burn to pop his Ravage. But they have 1 lane of Rax left, that's all. Yeah,
this game is... It's looking real grim right now. There was a glimmer of hope in that Roche fight, and again, it makes you wonder, just thinking back on how this game went from minute 0, if the laning stage is a draw, or even if they win it, especially Shadow Fiend's lane, how strong this teamfight kind of present as their lineup would have been. But Gambit has just outplayed them. They played the lanes better, they played the rotation game better. Anti-Mage, very good understanding of when to join and when to not. They've played a true 4 Protect 1 game for about 20 minutes, and now the time has come when AM is strong. I have finished farming, and ends up... And even the Aegis snatch, you know? If he doesn't steal the Aegis, who knows? But everything just went the perfect way for them in this situation.
Even though he didn't have to burn the Aegis, like the fact they still have that now just allows them to push even harder.
It allowed him to play super aggressive on the following fight as well. He had no worries about diving in deep and
smoke. FNG's gonna burn it. Well, I think Alt 11 knows he's the bait. Frontliner, counter spell means Anti-Mage just feels confident. Edge it back into the stun, into the silence. Alt 11 is that time? No, but at least the Rubik wall comes up, so there's a small little steal. They make Gambit think twice about running up the high ground because they don't want to fight yet. Keen, this is the reason why they're not burning their Ravage. They're trying to get the BKB on the Phantom Assassin, but Old Chicken needs time, and Gambit don't allow this. They look towards the mid-set. Afro Ninja blinks forward. They're looking for the stun onto the Shadow Fiend, but just enough range and confidence from the SF not to instantly pop that BKB, but they still need to defend their bottom lane, and you have almost no mana on Alt 11. He's almost going to go down, and now 1 charges. Ravage, he needs to burn, but no, they burn enough mana once again that Alt 11 will die. He has buyback available, and man, Gambit are in so damn deep. They reach the fountain for this one. A defensive Euro Scepter up and 1 charges immersion. Cannot be able to rolling boulder himself away from this one. Old Chicken will find the kill. Remember, they're here for the racks. That's what they want. Dispel. Darkseer can't surge himself away from this fight. He wants it as now the Tidehunter. He jumps forward towards the Anti-Mage. They need a better target. They need any target. They've only killed the ES so far in FNG. He's got the Shallow Grave Battle. Another 4-man back. The Ravage will pop. They need to find this kill. The Darkseer must die, and they've got him as well. Turn towards the Anti-Mage. There's no mana on him, but remember, he's still got the Aegis Immortal. That's why they don't want him. Old Chicken switch targets. He's looking for an FNG. Instead, he just keeps getting this mass poison touch out. They are coated in gunk at the moment. Keen needs some distance. The Aegis Immortal will bring the Anti-Mage back to life again as he blinks in and just goes in as far as he possibly can. They'll find their target. It's going to be the Tidehunter. And Keen, you'll put up a valiant effort, but really, this is the game. There is no way to come back from this. Too many heroes dead for way too long. They're about to get megged, and GG is the call. Games today, man, they're being quick. Not even 30 minutes on the clock for this one.
I think the average game time today has been below 30, at least in
It
games
has.
I've seen. Around 30-ish. Most